Hello and welcome. My name is Mark Huber and I'm delighted to have you here today. I'm a certified financial planner with over 22 years of experience in the financial services industry, and I've created a short video which I've entitled The Smith Manoeuvre Exposed. Just by way of a backgrounder, for Canadians looking to pay off their mortgage early, I've been recommending a variation of this strategy for years. However, it wasn't until 4 years ago that Fraser Smith wrote his book, The Smith Manoeuvre, that popularized this notion right across Canada. In fact, I'm very proud to say that I was the first one to do an audio podcast interview with Fraser. The Smith Manoeuvre is a powerful and effective strategy of converting bad debt, which is non-tax deductible debt, to good debt, which is tax deductible debt. Let's take a look at an example. Here's a young couple in their mid-30s that are looking to pay off a mortgage of $325,000. Assuming a 6% interest carrying cost, they're going to be paying $2,000 a month. This column illustrates the amortization of that $325,000 over 25 years. This column illustrates the equity that is building up as they are paying off their mortgage over that same time frame, so that at the end of 25 years, they are mortgage free. However, irrespective of how they deal with their mortgage, their home is still going to go up by whatever local property values will dictate. And in fact, if history was to be repeated, they will be sitting quite pretty in a $1.3 million home when they're in their 60s. A typical Canadian methodology of accelerating the amortization period is to put more money towards the monthly mortgage so that they will be paying down their obligation much quicker. And of course that will be illustrated on this side of the ledger, where one can see then their newfound equity increasing over time as well. However, this equity is trapped equity. It gives a 0% return, and it has no bearing as to the future marketability or actual resale value of their property at any time in the future. By paying off the mortgage early, though, they will save themselves a lot of interest carrying costs and, of course, free up cash flow on a monthly basis that they can utilize to start contributing to our RSPs more diligently, or other savings programs to start getting organized for retirement, in which case they could often be living 25 to 30 years, and they will be needing to fund that retirement lifestyle through their own resources. The Smith Manoeuvre, in essence, takes the otherwise trapped equity, pulls it out of the home via a line of credit, and because we have then taken out the equity, we then invest that equity. Because this strategy embodies the notion of borrow for investment purposes, the associated interest carrying costs, which we can see here, increasing each year, because the equity, which is building up each year, is being pulled out for investment purposes, which we can see illustrated here as the investment portfolio grows. Interest carrying costs are tax deductible, which means that Revenue Canada is your partner. This column illustrates the annual refund checks, all things being equal, that this couple would benefit by each and every year. They can in turn use these refund checks to pay down the first mortgage, to increase the equity, to then pull out the equity on an annual basis for investment purposes, and to increase this circle to ultimately, if left for the full 25-year period, they will have no bad debt. It will have been totally discharged, and all the equity that they would have paid over this intervening period of time would be on this side of the ledger, on the line of credit, which is totally funding the borrow for investment strategy with the associated carrying costs, the associated refund checks, and ultimately you can see the investment pool with the line of credit owing. The investment pool once the line of credit had been paid off and the investment amount before tax, and then ultimately the investment amount after tax is being paid. In essence, the Smith Maneuver allows one to use your monthly mortgage payment to reduce your first mortgage so that you can borrow back your newfound equity via your line of credit so that you can buy investments with your newfound money, and so that you will be generating tax-deductible interest costs, and you will also have tax deductions that you will get refund checks for to, again, in turn, reduce the amount of your first mortgage to borrow back the newfound equity, and this happens on an annual basis, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, as you can see. In fact, in this scenario, this couple, by the 19th year, would have an after-tax portfolio valued at $133,000, which they could use to pay off their existing mortgage of $125,000. So by year 19, they will be mortgage-free. That is the elegance of the Smith Maneuver, and that is what the numbers and columns are hopefully illustrating, so that you can see the simplicity and the power of the Smith Maneuver at work. Not only will you begin building your investment portfolio right away, but the interest expense on the borrow to invest line of credit to investment loan are tax deductible, as we've just seen. Right here. However, for the Smith Maneuver to work effectively, you must have a readvanceable mortgage. This means that you're going to need to change your existing traditional mortgage, just a straight amortized mortgage, into more of a traditional, a non-traditional mortgage called a readvanceable mortgage. Now, readvanceable mortgages have been around for 4 to 5 years, and they work by giving you the necessary flexibility so that as fast as you reduce the first mortgage, you can borrow back your newfound equity via the line of credit facility that makes up part of the readvanceable mortgage product, and then you purchase the investments of your choosing, pay the associated interest carrying costs, and get the benefit of the associated tax relief. The only drawbacks of this methodology is that you must change your existing mortgage. And I have found firsthand that generally Canadians are extremely reluctant to do this. For those Canadians, though, who still desire to pay off their mortgage early but do not wish to engage in the Smith Maneuver, or somehow find this all too difficult to understand, I've authored an ebook titled How to Get Rid of Your Mortgage and Create Wealth the UnCanadian Way. Now, this 65-page ebook articulates an alternative method of paying off your mortgage early. And the success of this strategy, just like the Smith Maneuver, is based on managing your equity outside of your home, not just inside it. And to begin doing it sooner rather than later so that you can pay off your home years sooner than you would have thought possible. You can get your copy of this ebook as an instant download at howtogetridofyourmortgage.com. I trust that you've enjoyed today's video presentation. Feel free to visit howtogetridofyourmortgage.com and also my premier financial planning website at howtobesetforlife.com. In the meantime, I can always be reached directly at 604-207-9970 or email me at mhuber@howtobesetforlife.com. Until next time, all the very best of success.